I'm here with Premier Las Vegas DUI defense lawyer Michael Becker. And Mike, today I want to talk about, after a DUI arrest here in Nevada, getting a temporary and restricted license. Now let's first talk about temporary license. Tell me how that works.
When you get a DUI in the state of Nevada, if you blew into a breathalyzer, you will get paperwork from the officer that basically tells you that you have 7 days to request a hearing in order to determine whether your license is going to get suspended. If you contact the DMV within the 7 days and request a hearing, they will give you a temporary license which is effective until such time as a decision is rendered at that hearing.
And the hearing may be several months down the line, right?
That is correct.
So essentially this allows me to drive temporarily while my DUI case is pending.
That's correct.
Now, what if I get arrested for DUI and take a blood test? It's different in that case?
If you take a blood test, the backlog can often be very long before the results are tested. So it may be even up to several months before you get a letter from the DMV saying that we've gotten your blood work test results back and we are intending to take some action against your license, at which time you would then have 7 days from receipt of your letter to request a DMV hearing. Again, you would be issued a temporary license until such time that your hearing takes place and a decision is rendered.
And people hear all this talk about 7-day deadline. So basically the 7 days applies in a breath case. When there's a breath test, it's 7 days from the time of arrest. And in a case where your blood was taken, it's 7 days from when you get notice from the DMV of license suspension. And that could be several months down the line.
That is correct.
Now, let me ask you about a restricted license, because, and a lot of times people kind of confuse these two topics. So temporary license is to drive temporarily while your case is going on. Now, restricted license is something different, right? Tell us about restricted license.
A restricted license would come into play, for example, if the DMV administrator upheld your suspension and you got a 90-day suspension of your driver's license. At the halfway point, you could petition to have a restricted license that would allow you to drive to and from work, to and from the alcohol program. And that's something that our website gives you substantial detail on who to contact, how to get it done. But we suggest that you initiate the process about 30 days into the license suspension, because there is some delay for the paperwork going through the mails.
So basically, what you're saying is if I do suffer a 90-day license suspension and a first-time DUI, then I'm looking at 45 days or half of it where I cannot drive at all, at least not legally. But for the second half, for the second 45 days, I can potentially get this restricted license, so at least I can drive to work and the alcohol program. So, I mean, it's limited driving.
That's right.
Now, what if I get caught driving outside the scope of that? So, let's say I have my restricted license, but I'm, driving my friends to a rock concert out in Henderson, and I get pulled over. And clearly it has nothing to do with work or alcohol class. What could be the consequence?
Well, obviously, you want to adhere by the rules if you get the restricted license. What I would say is, for all practical purposes, it's very rare that somebody would be brought to court for failing to abide by that restriction. It would be up to the discretion of the officer. If you were to drive in violation of the restriction, you could actually be prosecuted for violating the terms of the restricted use of your driver's license.
And it would be like driving on a suspended license charge.
That's correct. I'm DUI defense attorney Michael Becker with the Las Vegas Defense Group. If you've been charged with a DUI in Las Vegas or anywhere throughout the state of Nevada, call us at 702-DEFENSE and let's see what we can do to get your charges reduced or dismissed.